I'm telling you what, big engines with... You're not gonna believe this. What if I told you it was over 20? That is freaking ridiculous. Jump in this thing and see what it'll do.
Ready to rock this, bro?
Oh, hell yeah. So every now and then at the gas pumps, you'll get somebody that comes up to you because they see an old car with a big V8 sounding engine, and they're like, well, what does that thing get, like 5-6 miles a gallon? And when I tell them, no, actually it feels like it probably gets around 14-15. And they're like, well, hell, that's what my truck gets. Bullshit. And I'm like, no, seriously, it does. This car right here, last time we actually did a fuel mileage test with it, I never even did a fuel mileage test with this car empty. It was always loaded, had a trailer on it with a car on it. And this old General Lee right here got 12.1 miles per gallon? I think it was, right?
Yeah, something like
yeah, it was like 12.1 miles per gallon pulling a car on the trailer. And that was at 65 miles an hour. No, that wasn't at 45. So what has this old girl got? It has a 323 gear with a non-overdrive 727 transmission and a 2600 stall converter. What we got's under the hood. This is a 60 over 440 with 11-to-1 compression. It's got a hydraulic roller camshaft in it, which is actually a 239-245 duration camshaft. So it's up there, but it's not like race car. We got a dual plane intake with an open carb spacer. We got a 750 double pumper. We got 2-inch primaried headers, which is actually a little bit too big for this, but you know what? It actually works out great. And we have a mechanical fan. Why? Because I removed the electric fan because they suck. Here in the desert, when it gets 115 degrees, those electric fans don't work on these things. Especially 11-to-1 460 or 450 something cubic inch motor. Not gonna work. So, plus with AC. And you know what? When it makes that much powers, I will lose the 10 horsepower to a mechanical fan and have zero worries about cooling or stressing the belts with a high amperage alternator. Anyways, that's a whole different thing. So now you know the car. It has a 255 50-15, I believe it is. Yeah, 255 60-50 15. So 323 gears, 255s. We have a non-overdrive transmission, and this engine roughly makes about between 520 and 540 horses, what I would assume at. Not to mention L-Brock heads. All right, what do you think this thing's gonna get, Derek?
15.
I'm thinking it's gonna get 15 because my 600 horsepower tunnel ram car, after lots of tunage, and I mean we're talking lots of tunage, that thing now gets 14.3. So if I can get 14.3 out of a twin 650 solid roller tunnel ram Charger with the same gear but taller tire, this thing has got to get 15. So we're going to test that right now. We're going to go fill up, and I got to go do a short road trip, which is going to be a round trip about 5 hours. So we're gonna fill it up, and then we're gonna get to our location, and then we're gonna top it back off. See, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna top the tank off, and when we get there, we're gonna top it off again, see how many gallons it took versus the GPS distance, and that will be our miles per gallon test. Let's hit it. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Gonna top her off and send it. Not real hard. I'm gonna try and squeeze good fuel mileage. You see, 68, 69, 70 Dodge Chargers, even though absolutely stunningly beautiful, I mean, like, the engineers on these cars were the greatest. They're not exactly the most aerodynamic cars. And even in NASCAR, they struggled. That's why they came out with the Daytona, you know, to redeem the Charger and get back to winning status. Now, the Chargers did win on the short tracks when aerodynamics wasn't as big of a factor, but you start getting on the mile and bigger tracks, the Chargers were sucking. They've got the recessed front grills, they've got the recessed rear glass, they've got the large wheel openings, and with all the boogers hanging off the body to give it those cool features like the mirrors, all the trim. You know, none of this drip railing is aerodynamic, but I still believe that if you take a big block and you can get it to where it runs really efficient on the highway, it makes enough torque to basically just tell the air to get the hell out of my way. And that's what we're going to try to accomplish right here. We are moving along. Now, this car does have air conditioning, but we are going to sweat our nuts off for science right now. It's like 90 degrees outside, and I don't want to roll the windows down because that's going to take away our aerodynamic efficiency. So, we've got about 150 miles to go of open highway. See, and we're not going to creep along at 65 miles an hour either. We're going to try and, you know, keep up with traffic, you know, modern day traffic. This guy is making me look bad right now. He's probably doing like 85. But the speedometer in the car doesn't work. It requires a special speedometer cable because this is not a standard cluster. So that's why we're using GPS on my phone. But we're going to keep it between 70, 75 the whole way, which is about 3,000 RPM with the gear tire combination that I've got. All right. When somebody pulls up next to you and does the honking thing, there's an orange newer Charger up there, an SRT. Just got smoked by the General. So that didn't fare too well for our fuel mileage test, but I was kind of curious. Is this thing gonna smoke an SRT? And it did. And I've only got tree gears, and he's got 6. No, they got 8. So. Should have recorded it. Damn it, it happened so fast, we weren't even thinking about it. One bad thing about this road test, it's pretty hilly. Like from Las Vegas to St. George, you go through the gorge, then you go uphill quite a ways for miles. You know, there's a decent elevation change between Vegas and St. George. And from here to there, it's just this. So, I don't know how this is going to work out. Into the gorge we go. like 7.3 liters. Scoot over for this guy here. Some people don't realize to pull all the way over to the side of the road when they're stopped. Instead, they'll pull right on the white line. Anyways, 7.3 liters. That's like twice the size as most of the engines on the highway today. And the cam is probably twice the size as most of the camshafts on the road today. Well, I shouldn't say twice the size, but I would bet most of the cams are in the 190 to 200 duration versus the 240, 245 that this is. So that's a hell of a difference. And the cylinder head design now on modern engines is far more efficient than just like the little Elbrock Performer heads that are on this thing. Now, if this had like trick flows or like your Rodix Track 1s or stuff like that, that's a more efficient cylinder head, you could run it. I could run an even smaller camshaft and make the same power. It'd be more efficient. But yeah, so 7.3 liters, and we're trying to get 15, 16 miles a gallon with no overdrive. I mean, that's straight 1-to-1 on the transmission. And my fuel gauge is at halfway, and probably got about what does it say up here? 8 miles to go. I don't know if we're gonna hit that 15 mark, Derek. Of course, I do know that the repop sending units in these gas tanks are not correct. They don't even read full. So maybe I'm still above half. I don't know. We'll find out. We won't know until we pump her with fuel, which is only a matter of minutes away. Utah has roundabouts. But I'm sure the cops watch the roundabouts heavily. Every time I see a roundabout in the Generali, it's like, ooh. But there's our gas station. That's where we're gonna get fuel. We just have to do a U-turn right here and see what we get. All right, Derek, you still sticking with your guess 15?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yep, I said 15. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we get. Here, we'll cheat. We'll cut it off early. There, we saved ourselves 15 feet. All right, so it's 117 miles from where we last filled. Let's see what this thing got. Just think about that, 7.3 liters. The scenery here in St. George is so much better than Las Vegas, isn't it?
Yep.
I was like, no way in hell we got here on 70 cents. See that? Let me check real quick. I just got to get it to the exact same level that it was before in the filler tube. And we are right there. See, it's full. If you stick the camera down in there, you can see the fuel level. It's, here, look. See, it's full. And we got 17.25 gallons. So it's simple math. 117 miles divided by 7.25. So here we go. 117. This is gonna be good, dude. It's gonna be really good. Divided by 7.25. 16.13 miles per gallon on a 7.3 liter, no overdrive, 530-ish horsepower big block. That is good. That is a really good. All you naysayers can suck it. And this thing would do even better on the return route, because the return route is more downhill. So I will take 16.1 miles per gallon in this thing every day. Now, imagine if I had an overdrive manual transmission. This car would probably be getting 19 miles a gallon. So it's pretty freaking good, man. Now we got to continue our trip. We are back in Vegas, sadly, but also really curious to see what the fuel mileage was on the way back. So we're getting ready to pull into the gas station here where I initially filled up and see what it's going to top out this time. So according to the gauge, it's like was just a tick under, but we know the gauge is bullshit. I mean, it lets you know when you're going to run out of gas, but it's not actually like super accurate. It's like probably 15% off. Top it off. All right, so where we last filled up was 93 miles away from this spot. So let's see how many gallons it takes to get it back to topped off. What do you think, Derek? 16.5 miles a gallon this time? 16.7?
Yeah, somewhere.
This one doesn't swivel very well. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that fuel mileage, Derek. That was good. I like that. So not only do we have horsepowers, and we're kicking SRT8's asses, but probably get close to the same mileage that that car was getting anyway. Well, actually, he was probably getting a little bit better. They're a lot more aerodynamic and got a smaller motor, but I'm telling you what, big engines, but so we'll top it off. Oh, wow. It's already almost... This is gonna be pretty good, Derek. That's topped off to the level. I mean, it's the fuel level's about right here, so it's about right there according to the filler tube. And we got 4.15. So, yep. Let's see what the math is on that. All right. 93 divided by 4.155. So, you know how it was downhill this time? You're not gonna believe this. What if I told you it was over 20?
Wow.
22.38. That is freaking ridiculous. Although I did cheat a little bit. So I would kick it neutral whenever I could and coast on the downhills, because there was more downhills this time. But if we got 16.1 on the way up, and we got 22.3 on the way down, that's pretty damn good. There's no, wow. I mean, yes, I cheated. I kicked it neutral and let it coast for whenever I could. But it wasn't like I did it forever. Well, I probably only did it for what, a mile or two at a time, maybe, I don't know. Still though, that's pretty damn good. Good job, General. All right, I'm tired. Let's get home, because now I got to jump in the truck and head straight to Dulcich's place to go film an episode of Roadkill Garage with no sleep. You know, Derek, I was just thinking this. No one's gonna believe us that this thing got 22.3. They're not going to believe us. But I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying. 22. Hold on, let me get in the light here. Wow, now you can see me. 22.3. Everybody's gonna be calling bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. That wasn't 93 miles. You probably only went 60. No, seriously. It was from the truck stop. Well, not truck stop. It was from the gas station in Beaver Dam, which was 93 miles exactly from that gas station to the gas station that we stopped at. 93 miles. And it took, what, 4.1 gallons, something like that? I'm telling you guys, tune your freaking cars. Because I have a video on vacuum advance, okay? Vacuum advance is huge in fuel mileage. Huge. This just damn proved it. I mean, yes, you're not going to get 5 miles a gallon out of a vacuum advance distributor, but you will get a lot. The more vacuum your engine makes at cruise, the better fuel mileage you're going to get. And I would bet, I need to take this car to the track. I bet this car will run a high 11 at the drag strip. So if we can claim that we're getting it, what would be the average from 16.1 to 22? 4 to that's too much math. Okay, what's the difference there? 4, 6, so 3. So we'll average it out to 19 miles a gallon.
Yeah, so.
Wow. So if this non-overdrive big block 530 horse Charger can get 19 miles a gallon and run high 11s, awesome. Why do you even need a new car?